Hello. Hi, hello, my little rabbits. Hope you're all having a good day, a good week, and I hope you all are cozy because because most of you might have noticed it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas for everybody watching. Um so as the title suggests, yes, I made a Christmas game. It's a visual novel, so it's mostly drawing and text, which are both things I already love doing, writing and drawing and writing stories. So I didn't have to learn much except for a little coding, which was scary at first, but then it was actually kind of fun. I'm I'm really excited because visual novels were always really cute to me. I play a lot of visual novels, and it's nice to see art and characters moving around while I'm reading. And I'm really excited to show my little rabbits what I've been working on for the past few weeks. Uh, I've I've been holding off on uploading videos because I was busy with this little project of mine. So I apologize for the lack of videos, but I hope this visual novel makes up for a little bit of it. So I might show some pictures on the screen now of the in-game content, but the gist of it is you play as a lonely person returning to their apartment from work. Now, most countries are snowing. It's winter, but this character you play as lives in a warm country, a country where there's no snow and it's sweltering hot, even though it's supposed to be December. So, the player character returns home and goes to sleep until he wakes up in the middle of the night and meets Santa. Except he's a gecko. It's a gecko Santa. um, yeah, it's a story you could pretty much finish in one sitting, even if you try and collect all the endings. So I hope that was an interesting read for me. I wrote the story based off my own experience, not with a gecko Santa, but because it is so hot right now. It's winter everywhere else, but it's so hot where I live. I couldn't bear it. So yeah, I thought of this story because of that. I first thought of making the Gecko Santa Claus be just a normal roleplay ASMR audio, the festive audio that I usually do, but I was also curious in making games, so I decided I wanted to make a visual novel using Renpy, a visual novel game engine. It was really easy to pick up, and I managed to make a decent game out of it in a few weeks. So yeah, that's where I've been. That's why I haven't been making videos lately. I've just been unmotivated, I guess, recently. I was beginning to feel burnt out from making videos, so I decided to just actually rest. But, okay, well, not actually rest, but because I was so busy working on a game, but, just recharge and do something else that would make me feel happy, and so this happened. leave the link for this visual novel in the description. It'll take you to the store page in itch.io so you can download it. It's completely free and you can play it on PC or laptop. I made builds for both for Windows, Mac, and Linux. So yeah. And you might be wondering what went into making this game. And you're lucky that you're a little rabbit. At least you are a little rabbit, right? You have been subscribed, right? Because I'm gonna tell you right now. This is a little exclusive interview for my little rabbits. Well, it really just started as a random funny thought while I was talking to someone. I don't know how it got there to begin with, but geckos are a common sight where I live, and so I thought Santa, but gecko. It was such an epiphany that I immediately went on my notes app and started writing about it. So, usually with ASMR scripts, I just dive in and see where the script takes me. But since this was gonna be a deeper, more complex story, I couldn't really do the same as I do with my ASMR scripts. Because I might hit a wall or a dead end if I just wrote dialogue from start to finish. And I know some people write like that, right? As in, I think it's called a pantser, but it doesn't really work for me. So yeah, just to explain it really quick how I made the story, I would make bullet points for the important story beats and then gradually fill the gaps until I got a complete story. That's when I started writing the dialogue and narration and stuff. I think the entire writing process took me a little over a week, so where all my time has been used instead of for my smart scripts. And after I finished writing, it was time for drawing all the sprites and expressions and all that creative stuff. I had a lot of fun with it. You might notice in the background there's a little speed paint of me drawing, I think, the main promotional art that is basically plastered everywhere on the store page. Anyways, yeah, I found it a bit intimidating at first because I have never drawn geckos before, but suspension of belief, try to keep it cartoony, and that allowed me to draw the main gecko Santa character. And I love it. He's just so cute, so silly, so adorable. Besides that, the other stuff like the backgrounds and the music in the visual novel was taken from other creators, which I have credited in the store page. They were all free to use material, so I don't have to worry about getting sued or something. And after I prepared all my art and material for the game, I started coding. I had little to no knowledge about Ren'Py's coding language and less with the standard languages like Python or JavaScript. but Renpei seemed easy enough, and it was. I had to refer to tutorials and articles often, but everything was straightforward enough that the learning curve was basically like a slide. Like you would go up the ladder and then you sit and then you let gravity take you and you go down the slide and you have fun while you're doing it. I really like Renpy. I like making visual novels with it. It's a way for me to it's a way for me to do what I love and which is writing and combine it with drawing without having to do too much of either one. Anyways, yep, I just wanted to pop in to announce my little gecko Santa really quick. Oh, and also, I'm gonna be going back to uploading videos really soon, I promise. Now that I have that project out of my way, I can focus on ASMR again. This was a really fun project for me to do. It helps me get back my motivation for stuff like this. So I hope you also have fun playing it. And even if you don't check it out, that's okay. I'm glad you're here anyways. I'm not forcing you to do anything. But now you know I've been doing fine. Nothing bad has happened to me. And I'll be going back to making ASMR like usual. And yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about. Just checking in with you guys with my little rabbits, and that's gonna be the end of this video. As always, I hope you're cozy. I hope you have a good night and sweet dreams, my little rabbits. Bye. Bye bye.